Okay guys, some massive news for Galileo that I want you guys all to hear about, which just came at the perfect time now that SoFi's stock price is going down. We really want to remind ourselves, especially at this time, of how good SoFi is actually doing. This all started with Galileo actually updating their website that showed off a lot of new products and new information that we just didn't know previously. And especially whenever it comes to the new products that both Galileo and Technisys are working on, it's so amazing because they haven't been talking about it at all. And what it's really showcasing is how hard they're working, behind closed doors, and really shows the potential of how big this company is going to be, way bigger than I originally thought. For example, like whenever we acquired Galileo back in 2020, we had zero projections or anything along these lines that we ever thought that they could do B2B payments, okay? But now that SoFi Technologies actually got a bank charter, we're actually able to open ourselves up to a completely new total addressable market in a totally different sector that we didn't originally know that we could go after. Even SoFi's CEO, Anthony Noto, on the most recent earnings call said that 8 out of the last 12 clients that we've acquired have been B2B clients, which we never thought that we were going to get before. To put that into perspective, okay, last year we did around $58 billion worth of transactions. Now, opening us up to a new sector that we didn't even consider last year of 200 trillion, and I'm aware we're not the only player on the block, right? Stripe will be going after this, a lot of very large players. But the opportunity here for us is that we offer a service that they don't because of Technisys offering us this new type of system that we're going to go into right now. What I'm talking about here is the banking cores. This is a completely new opportunity that we actually stumbled across now that we actually own a new company called Technisys. This is a system created to help new financial companies and old to be able to upgrade to a new cloud infrastructure type of setting where we can help them with their website, their mobile apps, and all the background settings of the systems, the payments, the ledger systems, everything along those lines to get them all neatly set up for one easy payment and software license. But the funniest thing here is that Technisys would always have to go out and find a sponsoring chartered bank to actually do this with, as well as a payment processing company to offer them into one big bundled community. But now that SoFi, a fully licensed banking charter, and Galileo, the payment processing side, we can go to market offering a service that literally, what Anthony Noto says, no one else in the entire world is offering. And that's not even the newest product that Galileo is coming to market with, which is so crazy because that only happened within the last couple months. But now we're also offering credit and lending services, which we couldn't have done before we actually had the bank charter. The hope is that not only does Galileo consider this a new way to offer in new clients that can actually come over and have a service that they could never have before with credit and lending services, but also going back to our existing clients like Robinhood, for example, and offering them, instead of just offering them a debit card, also offering them things like personal loans to their already existing large user base. But the really key metric here is how we actually track Galileo's growth at SoFi, okay? And that's through accounts, not through users. Now that's so important whenever you consider the fact that we only had a couple of products before, like virtual cards and debit cards. Now, whenever we offered those to the users, like for example, Robinhood and Chime, those actually went up and, grew our accounts very quickly. We went from 36 million at the time of actually acquiring Galileo back in Q2 of 2020, all the way up to 117 million as of Q2 of 2022. Just 2 years later, we saw 225% growth at Galileo accounts. But even more exciting than that was the revenues, how it actually went up from 16.4 million in 2020 all the way up to 82.2 million in 2022, a 401% increase in the same period of 2 years. If you thought the cross-selling from SoFi was good on their own platform, wait till you see Galileo's. This is truly going to be explosive, right? I mean, going from just a couple products and absolutely quadrupling their offerings now. And then not only that, that's just for their, the actual accounts that they have, but then also offering the clientele, like the actual Robinhoods and the Chimes of the world, offering them the banking infrastructure with Technisys. We're really going to entrench ourselves in these client relationships, and it's really going to sink in this mode of how they won't be able to leave to go to another offer because they have such a deep relationship here with Galileo. I also shouldn't forget to also offer that we can also be their sponsoring bank. So like Robinhood, for example, where they have cash management accounts, they have to go to another bank to actually offer that service. If they can come to SoFi and say, hey, if you have, Galileo products and all these different things, then we can offer you a better rate, then we can also get them for that service as well. This cannot be underestimated. I truly think that this is going to step up Galileo's growth in the next coming quarters as we not only start to cross-sell to different Technisys clients, and Technisys is going to cross-sell to Galileo clients, but also going to market together is going to offer us a solution that has never been seen before. And just going through the website, I also want to point out that there was another statistic where they talk about the total valuation of all the clientele that they work with, puts a valuation of their companies at around $150 billion, okay? Which is exciting, but what's more exciting is that Anthony Noto also brought up on the most recent earnings call that the best go-to-market solution that they've had is with the big financial institutions. So who are these massive institutions that Anthony Noto is talking about, right? Like, could this be a Goldman Sachs or a Bank of America or a Wells Fargo, which all of those valuations for their companies are at least $100 billion or more, which which, a single one of those clients could absolutely double our overall business and the amount of accounts that we actually have with a single clientele. And supposedly that's been the most surprising thing going to market, is how well we're actually attracting the big clients here. SoFi as a bank in general will be a steady, slow growing machine over time, but Galileo and Technisys going to market together could be unbelievably explosive and actually a bigger overall business than the bank itself. But what I think is so fascinating and that no one is talking about at all is that we both purchased Galileo and Technisys for just a little over $1 billion, okay? That's not even factoring in the idea that they went to market together to offer it to clients that we just never could have before, but also the idea that we're offering it to new sectors like the B2B market, for which that wasn't even priced into our growth trajectory at all. This could completely change the entire valuation of both of these subsidiaries that we have. But even the sectors that Galileo does cover, even whenever we purchased them back in 2020, for example, like embedded finance, are growing way faster than we ever could have imagined. Embedded finance is the opportunity to allow non-financial entities to actually offer financial products through a series of APIs. The best example I can use is Amazon using the buy now, pay later option through Affirm, right? Whenever you're actually going through, it's such a seamless process to purchase your thing through buy now, pay later, and you can actually make the payments through Amazon, but a lot of the actual profits go directly from Amazon over to Affirm, and they're actually making, a great business off of it. But to better understand how SoFi's offering is better than anyone else's, you have to understand that there's three main players whenever it comes to embedded finance. You have the banks, or what's considered the providers. They're the people that are actually offering the financial backed product that the customer might be looking for. Then you have the embedders, okay? Or the companies that are actually looking to offer this product to their customers. Then you have the enablers, which is the APIs or the software that actually allows the providers and the embedders to actually communicate with each other. The amazing thing here is that SoFi is the provider and Galileo is the enabler, which is offering two parts of the actual process that really no one else can compete with. So all we need to do is go out and find the customers that would like to actually have this product, and we can set up everything else. Galileo is quoted in saying that embedded finance offers a new, very large addressable market opportunity worth over $7 trillion in 10 years from now. Twice the combined value of the world's top 30 banks today. That is unbelievably huge and just another sector to go after. And that total addressable market might get hit faster than we think, considering that both Galileo and Jupiter Research came out to show off a study that they recently published, which showed some amazing statistics that you guys need to hear about. One is the fact that 85% of B2B businesses are familiar with the concept of embedded finance, okay? But 65% of that group actually said that although they're not offering a solution right now, want to start offering one into the future. They also noted that payments, payroll, and credit and lending solutions were among the top 3 solutions that they wanted to offer, for which Galileo completely runs the industry whenever it comes to credit and lending solutions. And on top of everything that we've heard today, Galileo has also stepped up their game with offering a new solution whenever it comes to fraud and risk management. Galileo is now offering a payment risk platform that they jointly created with DataVisor. And DataVisor is truly the best partner that we ever could have matched up with. They're an absolute market leader whenever it comes to anything having to do with fraud in the financial space. Whether it's through transactions, payments, or applications, they are the #1 people to go to. My big excitement here, why I get so excited about this partnership, is the same clients that DataVisor has, like the Bank of Americas and the JP Morgans, are the same clients that we want to go after for our cloud infrastructure business. So whenever they host all these conferences and summits to actually go over risk and fraud, the same people that we're sitting beside at these conferences could be our potential clients. And I mean, they really have a lot of clients. For example, whenever we're looking at accounts, Galileo has 117 million accounts. DataVisor has 4.2 billion globally. I mean, they are by far the #1 player whenever it comes to fraud and risk management. I mean, they service everyone. So those are the same people, only financial institutions, that are also going to be showing up to the same meetings that we are. DataVisor even said in their latest fiscal year that they doubled the number of customers that they had in everything whenever it comes to banking, fintech, payment, crypto, and commerce, which could potentially be everyone that we want to service going forward. Our fraud and risk management being, world class is something that we can also add to our existing clients and new clients together, okay? But also, the option to actually get new clients out of this relationship is a real one and cannot be underestimated. From the last meeting that Anthony Noto has, it's clear that there's a lot of work going on at SoFi. If you haven't seen that chat, make sure you guys go check it out there. But aside from that, make sure you guys like this video and subscribe down below if you want to see more financial content just like this.